This is the last show of the tour, and it's been very, very good. It's been very cathartic, for a lot of reasons, which I'll go into right now. This is my first birthday without my old man. Big Butch was he was a hell of a guy. He passed away a couple of months ago, a little over that. It was right before this new record came out. And, I'll tell you a little bit about him real quick. Big Butch came from a little town called Tater Hill, Georgia. I can't make this shit up. It's not Potato Hill. It's actually spelled Tater Hill. So if you can imagine what it was like growing up in a house with this hard-working, blue-collar country boy, hell-raising, beer-drinking son of a bitch. And, you know, I was the only son, two older sisters, and I think my dad always had his concerns about me, especially after the first concert he ever took me to, which I begged and pleaded him to take me, and it was his biggest mistake, I think. I was 8 years old, I made him take me to see Kiss, and my dad almost got in like 9 fights with like guys dressed as Gene Simmons. He was a little, you know, he was a little bit sheltered growing up, so I kind of had to bring him in a little kicking and screaming of rock and roll. And by the time I was about 16 years old, I started growing my hair long, started wearing my sister's clothes, and my sister's makeup, and my sister's earrings. So, you know, this is looking really bad for Dad, you know. I think he was just worried about his only son growing up to be, you know, a man. It's like, no, Dad, it's cool. Girls love this kind of music. And I don't think he understood that, but I just remember saying, you know, we didn't have a lot of money growing up, so he helped put, you know, my two sisters through college with what little bit of money he scraped together. And with me, you know, I think when the question arose, I was like, well, Dad, there is no question. I'm not going to college. I'm going to move to Los Angeles when I graduate, and I'm going to try my hand at this music thing, because there wasn't really anything to do in Cartersville, Georgia of that sort, because everybody looked at me and, you know, yelled devil worshiper at me a couple of times, which I do, so it's okay. But anyway, I went out to LA, and I remember my dad saying, you know, I don't expect it to work out, but you know, I got my hopes up for you, and if it does, great. If it doesn't, then you know you can come back here in Cartersville and get a job and work. And he said, I'd rather you regret the things you've done than the things you haven't. And so I found that pretty admirable. And 10 months later, my band, you know, was doing really well, and we got a record deal, and I had my first real paychecks. Not much, but at least enough to show that I could make it, you know, make a living on my own. And, so I did that, and ever since then, it was a big shift. It was a big change in my father. And so the first time I remember ever seeing him laugh and cry at the same time when I came home after I got my first record deal. And from that point forward, I had a new best friend and a new biggest fan and a big brother I never had. And it was cool because with him, you know, it took a lot to get him on my side. And so, cut to several years later, and I'm still schlepping it out in clubs, playing to, you know, 10 people a night whenever I could get a gig. And, you dad decides that he's going to retire after 30 years of being with AT&T and go on the road and sell merchandise for me. So, so lots changed since Tater Hill at this point. And I just remember the best times of my life were sitting broke as a joke, counting like $85 in merchandise sales on the floor of a shitty hotel with my dad with a bottle of whiskey, getting hammered with the band and him, and passing out on top of each other, getting up and doing it again the next day. And I think it was the best time in the world for him. And plus, I think he did it just so he could talk to girls. But he said, you know what, you're right, girls do listen to your music. So, a couple months ago, my dad's never missed a show. He's never missed any shows I ever played in Atlanta. Every time I ever come to town, but his health had deteriorated down to just basically having to have oxygen tank on all the time, and couldn't really get around too good. So when I went back to see him when he was kind of not doing his best, he went to the hospital, and I played him the new record because he's always the first guy to be always, I gotta hear it first. So I took the new record back and I played him this song, which I wrote about him. And I just held his hand, and he listened and he smiled, and he said, "That's really nice." And then we said goodbye. Dated lies ahead of me in the morning. I make all the worst decisions in the evening when the poison hits my mind. But if there's one thing my mama said, look away inside my head, use it when I leave from time to time. Said let it go. Never Thank y'all. Yeah. Lighten the mood a little bit. Sorry about that. Y'all are good singers. Y'all are good singers, so I want to hear y'all sing a little bit on this next one. Can you do that? It's real easy. You just do this. 2, 3. Crazy when she makes it up a shame. You never make it if you don't keep the lights in a cage. You will be wishing for heaven. Don't let the way don't let the walk through to you inside. The touch of my hand take me down. The one that she just goes up there, clear up the phone from 100 to she never will. She is later and she's off her head. The presentation was just going on.